Welcome to the Daily Sports Content Economy podcast for Friday, February 6, 2026. Today we are looking at a massive stack. We've synthesized a grand total of over 50 articles and reports to bring you this deep dive on where the money is really going.
And judging by the data, it's a heavy week,
Yeah.
especially if you're tracking that intersection of media and lifestyle.
Let's get right into the headlines to set the stage. First up, SportsPro is reporting that streamers are projected to spend $14.2 billion on sports rights.
Just in 2026 alone.
In 2026 alone, that is a staggering amount of cash chasing eyeballs.
It absolutely is.
It really sets the stakes. Okay, next, Sports Business Journal reports that Starbucks has signed on as the title partner of Winterhouse for the U.S. skating and hockey bodies. Then, moving over to Endurance Sports, Endurance Sportswire broke the news that the Coffee Bean and Tea Leaf is now the official sponsor of the 2026 ASICS Los Angeles Marathon.
Right, so we're seeing caffeine as a theme, but the strategy behind each of those is actually quite different.
Very different. We'll definitely get to that. And finally, on the creator side of things, fintech.tv is reporting that Players TV is expanding its athlete creator distribution network. So when we look at these sources, Starbucks, Coffee Bean, Players TV, what's the signal here?
Well, if you connect the dots, we aren't just seeing big spending. We're seeing what I'd call lifestyle integration. The sources really suggest that athletes and events are pivoting. They're moving from being competition providers to becoming, media companies first.
Let's unpack that lifestyle angle. I want to start with that Coffee Bean and Tea Leaf deal from Endurance Sportswire. On the surface, it just looks like a standard beverage sponsorship.
It does, but it's so much more. The report highlights that they are building what they call local hero status. Coffee Bean is a Southern California brand, a heritage brand. So according to Endurance Sportswire, they are embedding themselves right into the runner's daily ritual. Things like branded recovery zones and multi-touch point activation in the app and email flows. So they aren't just at the finish line. They're owning the entire training cycle.
Right, owning the daily ritual. That pairs perfectly with another story from Endurance Sportswire. Rebel Health Alliance partnering up with the triathlete Morgan Pearson.
That's a key shift. It really is. We're seeing a move from simple hydration to performance medicine. The source notes that these longevity clinics are becoming the new high-value sponsorship category. This partnership integrates sports medicine messaging directly into Pearson's content.
So it treats the fan less like a spectator and more like a
biohacker. Exactly.
Content is the operational word there. Which brings us back to the Starbucks Winterhouse story. Sports Business Journal describes it as a hospitality venue, but if you look at the partners Xfinity and CDW, it seems to function more like a studio.
That is the critical distinction. It is a studio. Sports Business Journal notes that Xfinity and CDW are there as tech enablers.
So they're not just providing Wi-Fi.
Not at all.
Yeah.
They are powering live content creation on site. The physical venue is essentially just a set for a digital broadcast.
So the physical space is all in service of the digital feed, and that segues perfectly into the monetization tactic we saw in the PwC 2026 Outlook, especially around the athlete creator.
Yeah, PwC is very direct about this. They state that league-backed creator programs are becoming standard clauses in rights deals now. It's no longer optional.
Meaning the leagues have to help monetize the player's personal content?
They have to. And that explains the Players TV expansion that fintech.tv reported on. They're applying an aggregation model.
Right, aggregation.
Fintech.tv explains that Players TV allows athletes to scale their content beyond just their own individual social handles. It turns a group of singular athletes into a unified broadcast network, and that network can sell ads at a much larger scale.
It's not just video content, though. Endurance Sportswire had those two stories on what you could call merch as media Zoot Sports with Ironman and Pressio with Spartan Race. That Pressio deal really caught my eye because of the integration.
Oh, it's brilliant execution. Endurance Sportswire details how Pressio integrates the purchase right into the registration flow.
So you're buying your custom team kit at the exact moment you sign up for the Spartan Race.
Exactly. It raises the revenue per user instantly, and they don't have to raise the actual entry fee to do it.
But none of this personalized content or commerce can work without the right tech stack. We have to touch on that AI Sports Trends report from AI Certs.
The language in that report was very strong. AI Certs says that AI-driven highlights and personalized feeds are now, and I'm quoting, non-negotiable for platforms.
Non-negotiable, meaning to justify premium ad pricing, you can't just broadcast the game anymore.
No. According to that report, you have to show the user the specific clips they want to see, and they have to be generated instantly.
So if we synthesize all 50 plus of these reports, the big picture is that we're moving from passive viewership to active participation. Whether you're buying the recovery coffee, wearing the Zoot gear, or watching an AI-curated feed, you are now part of the economy.
It really is a fundamental shift, and it raises an important question, I think.
Go on.
If athletes are becoming their own media houses and coffee shops are now content studios, at what point does the actual game just become the backdrop for the content economy?
That is something to think about. Thanks for listening to the Daily Sports Content Economy Podcast.
Thanks for listening to this edition of the Daily Sports Content Economy Podcast. If you're ready to build your content media empire, we should probably talk. Visit rootgroupmarketing.com. Thanks for watching and listening.